during the grafting process, somebody had to oversee the process. In the literature, Elijah speaks about the reversal. So now this is what we're going into now, because it's no secret there's a genetic component going on globally. You can't use the divide and conquer of race if there's not a genetic component to it. Also, the blood of the individual, it gives them the rights. Mm-hmm. That means your heredity, the line of descent or descent in your ancestry is how you get your rulership right, through the blood right. Now, earth, the wealth, which we call the right to the money right. So you see in the stela of Sumer, all of the guys got a bag in their hand. What do we say in modern terms? What we trying to get? The bag, right? Okay, so they all got the bag, right? But they all most of them is carrying the bag in the right hand. What's wrong with that? So the left brain control the right hand, right? And the left brain is linear logic, right? Linear logic is masculine left brain function. Right brain function is abstract, artistic expression, arts and entertainment. This gonna come back later on toward the end of the discussion when we get over here from tracking what we call Yakub's agents. We went over the eugenics process of Enki in order to reverse the works that Enlil tried to have done behind the rest of the Anunnaki back. All right, now, the question is it Enki the bad guy or is Enlil the bad guy? We know Enlil means Lord of the Air, but it also means Lord of the booming voice. So in the book, this is how you know it's talking about Enlil. It say, and his voice was like many waters. That's that low growling rumble of thunder, right? Because this is the symbol of the sky god, the thunder and the lightning bolt, the sound and the light. So what organ of sense do we perceive sound? What organ of sense do we perceive light? Okay, now watch this. Knowing comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And then they say, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and that word was God. Farrakhan said the Million Man March when you hear the A tone, from the one God bringing you to divine light. So now, if the light is perceived from the eyes, what do the books say about the eyes? They say when these two eyes become one, the whole body is filled with light. The fact that the two eyes becoming one is a metaphor for opening the third eye, beyond the physical perception. You ever heard of a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen? So in the Bible, it's based on a verse in the Bible that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. What the fuck they mean, think in your heart? I thought we thought with the brain. Now remember, they say the thought was the cause of it all. If the thought was the cause of it all, then what the fuck was the word? If the word was God and thought was the cause of it all, then the word that became God had to become false. We talking Jehuti here. We talking Quetzalcoatl, the great Thunderbird. When we go back into the history, we see that thought in words was created with the first alphabet, and the first author of the first alphabet was Tahuti. And as the author of the first alphabet, we know in alchemy that in order to create a new alphabet, that each letter has to be charged to a color, a number, and a sound frequency. And the reason this is because when you put the letters together to form a word, you infusing the word with the power as if you're using a sigil, because the words themselves carry density and weight with them, right? So you get to understanding the word different when you look at its source. So when they say in the beginning was the word, in the beginning was the thought, and the thought manifests as a word through Thoth, Tahuti. And so when we get to Imhotep and Zoser, we get to what we call the masters of the word. They the masters of the word. How do you become the master of the word? Because you have to be a master capable of calling forth the thought. And the thought being the cause of it all, you dialing back to what you call first spark of creation. The modern scientists call it the Big Bang, but we call it the collapse, right? Because we know that torsion fields expand and contract. And in the center of every torsion field is something called a black hole. Well, we torsion fields too. In the black hole, if it consumes the heart chakra, keeps you trapped in the cycle of 3D subjugation. The opening of the third eye is the myth of the Cyclops. The Cyclops is the giant that can see with the one eye. In your light body, you would be amazed at how tall you are. You 50 feet tall in your whole light body. And you got to crunch that 50 feet of light into this little 6'2" or 7-foot frame. Some people, that little 5-foot frame. That's why the little people are so powerful. If they learn how to harness their bioenergy, bioluminescence, right? The internal light within, they become more powerful than the big people because they more condensed light body in a smaller frame. It's like the magnifying glass in the sunlight on the paper. They burn some shit up.